Hey, welcome back to my show. My name is Maggie Kavanaugh, and I talk about all things for the new homesteader. My husband and I have a small homestead, and I am a city girl gone country. So if I can do it, you can do it too. So today we're talking about garlic. Now, you may have seen my garlic video on fermenting garlic because I believe very, very important to have antimicrobials, antibacterial type of foods in your body to build your immune system, even more so now than ever. So today we're going to talk about garlic and honey. Now, I know y'all are probably going, honey, but garlic and honey? Yeah, it's really good. It's really good for several reasons. Number one, you want to know that honey itself has all kinds of medicinal stuff in it. And they together, when they ferment, they literally can create like a cold and flu type of thing. Now, this is not approved by the FDA, just tell you that. I'm all into holistic stuff. You know me, I'm into spirit, soul, and body. So anything that is going to allow me to integrate wellness into our lives is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I talk a lot about spiritual life. I talk a lot about the soulish realm, but I had not talked in the past as much about the body. And so today I'm talking to you about the importance of honey and garlic. And I'm telling you, this is something you can use for several things. You can use it as a dressing, marinade in your kitchen, but I use it specifically for medicinal reasons. It's super duper important when you combine the two together. You know, when they're both powerhouses, what better thing can you have? So today I'm using my amber jars, my amber mason jars, because they keep the sun out. And like I said in a previous video, we want to make sure that we keep our fermentation in a nice little dark place. Doesn't have to be quiet necessarily. Don't want to get them all upset with noise and all. And you also want to use, I've already cleaned my garlic, as you can see. Garlic is cleaned and ready to go, but you want to use a high quality honey. Now, I have two different honeys with me today, and I always use raw honey, and I always use organic honey, and I always use local honey, because local honey is going to be better for you medicinally if you're taking it for allergy reasons. Now, there are some honeys that out there that are really good quality and stuff, but if you're taking it for medicinal reasons, you want to use that. My favorite is Pick Tennessee, right here. And this is 100% pure raw strained wild honey flower. And this is Mr. Martin's. Mr. Martin is the jam. I do use other teas as well, or other honey for my tea, but I really prefer the Martin's. Martin's in Murfreesboro, Tennessee is an amazing, amazing place. Get a lot of my gardening seeds there and so forth, and just really, really good local people. And I like to shop local when possible. But today I'm going to be using the 100% pure Tennessee Mountain, and this has nothing added. It's raw and unpasteurized. I'm using this, and I'm pouring it right over. Okay, I'm going to take out my canning strainer here. Move this over here where you can see. And I'm just going to pour this right over the honey. Okay, listen, it doesn't get any easier than this, okay? So I'm going to take this honey, I'm going to cover the actual cloves of garlic. And with that being said, and the reason I'm using this honey and not that is because this is my last jar, and I need this for my tea. And I need this to take in the morning, like whenever I have a shot of honey. So let me go ahead and get in here. I've run into a little bit of a snag there. Here we go. So I'm going to make sure that this honey covers everything, okay? You don't want, anytime you're fermenting, you do not want to get things in any air pockets. That's why I'm using my little handy dandy tool. I love this thing. I also use a straw. Sometimes I don't use a plastic straw, I use a stainless steel straw. I also use a chopstick. That works as well if you want to use a chopstick. But we want to make sure that all of it is in there. All of it's draining out. I don't know why this crystallized. This shouldn't crystallize like this. It's probably where I was storing it. So I'm going to make sure that my honey is covered here. Now, once it's covered, it's very important that you let it sit and marinate and ferment. So it's going to sit for a long period of time, and I've got this all covered now. So I'm going to go back down in there and make sure, oops, keep it off the sides there. I can't stand sticky jars. I don't know about y'all, but I can't stand sticky jars. They just bug me. I know, I'm weird like that. So now I've got my honey in here, and it's all covering it everywhere. It looks really, really good. So I'm going down and I'm getting out. Look at this. This is where my thing broke. I'm going down and I'm covering it, and I'm going around the corners to get any of the air bubbles out. Okay. And once the air bubbles are out, then I am going to take my honey thing out here. And since that's so yummy, I'm actually got some tea here. I'm just going to stick my little thing in my tea, give it a swirl. I know, I'm just being silly today. I am going to take, and I'm going to put this in a dark place, which it's already, you know, in a dark place. I'm going to put the lid on it and let it rip. I'm going to let it roar, and let it sit and marinate. This can be used for so many different things. Now, to make sure that your honey stays covered, you'll want to turn it upside down and deal with it like that. I've got some extra honey here that I've already poured off. I'm going to put some more in there because I like smarter, not harder. And so I'm going to cover it with some more honey. Look at that. It's so pretty. But I'm going to leave some headspace because when it starts to ferment, it's going to make a mess. And this is actually my last jar that I'm doing of this today. So I've got my honey all set. Now, if you go a couple days and you don't see some bubbles in there, if there's no fermentation, you can add a little bit of water in there, but it's usually not necessary. Ooh, I want to get all that out, all that good medicinal properties and so forth. This can be used for cold and flus. This can be used for cooking, whatever the case may be. After it ferments, you don't even have to refrigerate this one. That's kind of nice. A lot of my ferments, I refrigerate afterwards, and fermenting has become something that we do quite often here on the homestead for several reasons. You know, studies have showed that the body can absorb things well when they're fermented. My husband loves kimchi. I don't know if y'all love kimchi or not. I like kimchi. It goes really good with eggs in the morning. And of course we have fresh farm eggs because we have chickens. We'll see a video on that another time. But we've got it all set in there, and now it's ready to go. So Shazam, it's that easy. So this is Maggie with Keys to Your Best Homestead. I hope you will like, follow, subscribe, send this out to your friends. You can find us at Keys to Your Best Life because we talk about a whole bunch of stuff. This is just our homesteading series. And listen, City Girl Gone Country, if I can do this, you can too. God bless. See you next time.